Can you request edibles as one of your last meals if you're about to be executed? A lot of places don't do the last meal thing or still have a very limited menu. Been a while since I really looked into this, but I know one state has a rule where the meal cannot cost more than like 25 or something. Usually it has to be something that can be reasonably sourced with little time and effort for the prison. Can't get away with delaying an execution cause. Some bozo asked for authentic wasabi from Japan, some vintage wine from a little family-owned farm in Switzerland, and a slice of pie made by his dead grandmother. The meal would also have to follow legal law, I'm sure. So if THC is not accessible there, well, that's a hard no. And last is it probably would need to be cleared, but whatever physician was in charge. Depending on execution method, this may cause unforeseen complications. No. Also, no one is aiming for the most humane way to die. Lethal injection and its constant mess-ups has caused some of the most extreme torture we have seen. Talk about a bad trip. That must be a horrible way to go, hyper-focused on death rushing upon you. Sure, you can request whatever. Doesn't mean they'll actually serve them to you. You can request whatever you want. They aren't legally obligated to get you anything beyond what they can reasonably prepare in the kitchen or legally obtain within a reasonable distance and legally transport back to the prison. I think I'd welcome death if I took 1000 mg. As someone who's taken too many gummies a few times in my life, that would be hell. Freaking out knowing you were dying and so high you were stuck in your headspace, no thank you. Why would you want that? Do you want to be executed in slow motion or something? Feel like that experience would be terrible. Gimme 10 tabs of acid with my ribeye steak, damn it. Why would you ask for drugs when you can have hookers? Even when last meal requests were still a thing, they've basically been eliminated after some uproar about them. They always had parameters. Things like no alcohol, no tobacco, must cost below a certain point, must be available within X distance of the prison. No illegal substances would have been a given. And even in legal states, how many of them have the death penalty anyway? They could still ban it because it's federally illegal and because it was in their prerogative to do so. Aside from that, there's no true concern about making the death penalty painless or humane. It fundamentally can't be either. Ironically, the most humane method would probably be the guillotine. It's quick and you can't really screw it up. I'm honestly surprised it hasn't been seriously considered. Maybe it's just too horrifying, so we stick with allegedly kinder things like lethal injection or nitrogen suffocation. No, I don't think so. For one, most prisons don't do that last meal thing anymore. You'll get a meal, but it'll most likely be something from the prison cafeteria. Or in some rare cases, they'll order you something within budget and is close. Secondly, they would not get you any THC, vitamins, or potentially mood-altering substances. Everything is extremely controlled within a week prior to execution. And 48 hours before execution it's even more extreme. There's no way the warden, and consequentially the prison staff, would risk something happening beforehand, and having to tell the regional director about it would cause an absolute shit stir. No, but even if they would, it would be pointless. You'll be dead before any of the effects of the THC kick in. If this were possible, I feel like for a last meal 1000 mg is not enough. If I'm dying I wanna be so high I miss my execution cause I'm on the moon lol. TBH, my main concern is if it's death. By lethal injection, a high concentration of cannabinoids in your blood might alter the effectiveness of the lethal drugs and cause a more prolonged and comfortable experience. Sure, if you're in a state where they are legal,